Welcome to Stability Before Strength. My name is Oscar and I'll be your host. For previous videos, you can check out the channel. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Welcome to our series on human muscle anatomy of the lower leg. And we're going to continue our series on muscles of the lower leg. And the sixth muscle I'm going to cover is the Peroneus Brevis. So the Peroneus Brevis is part of a group of muscles, the extrinsic muscles. And you have 12 of these extrinsic muscles of the lower leg, and they're divided into 4 compartments. So the first one we went over it already is the anterior compartment, and that has 4 muscles. And then you have the lateral compartment, and the Peroneus Brevis is actually part of that compartment. And the other muscle in that compartment is the Peroneus longus. The third compartment is the superficial posterior compartment, and the last compartment is the deep posterior compartment. Now, in what compartment is the Peroneus Brevis found? The lateral compartment. And what is the other muscle in the lateral compartment? The Peroneus longus. So, where in your body is the Peroneus Brevis found? You can find the Peroneus Brevis in the lower side of your leg. And you can see that it's actually covered by the Peroneus longus, but you can kind of, if I plantar flex my foot, you can see that the muscle is running along the side, but it actually merges together with Peroneus longus, so you can't really see it. You can only see part of it. Now let's find out where it originates. So it originates in the distal 2/3 of the lateral surface of the fibula, so back over here. So the Peroneus longus is back over here, and the origin of the Peroneus Brevis is the distal 1/3 or 2/3 of the fibula, and it passes down the malleolus bone, it runs down the tendon and inserts into this spot, which is known as the tuberosity of the lateral base of the 5th metatarsal bone. So, what's the origin of the Peroneus Brevis? The distal 2/3 of the lateral surface of the fibula, or distal 2/3 of the fibula. And where does the Peroneus Brevis insert? It inserts into the tuberosity of the lateral 5th metatarsal bone. So, what's going to be the action of the Peroneus Brevis? So, it's going to pull here, it's going to evert the foot, but also plantar flex the foot. So if I plantar flex, you can see it a little more clearly, and if I evert the foot, you can see it a little bit more, but if I plantar flex and evert, then you can definitely see the Peroneus longus. So remember, eversion and plantar flexion is known as pronation, and so remember, when remembering the actions of the Peroneus Brevis, just think P for Peroneus, because it pronates. So Peroneus perform pronation. That's what the action. And it will give you the 2 actions of the muscle. So the Peroneus Brevis also serves as a lateral ankle stabilizer, since it stabilizes your ankle. But the main action is plantar flexion and eversion. And you can definitely see it more back over here. So just remember, Peroneus perform pronation to help you recall the information we learned. Let's go over the muscles that assist the Peroneus Brevis. The main synergists include the gastrocnemius, soleus, which help with plantar flexion, but you also have the Peroneus longus and the Peroneus tertius, which assist with eversion of the foot. Now, what is the main antagonist of the Peroneus Brevis? The tibialis anterior is the main antagonist, since it performs dorsiflexion and inversion, so supination of the foot, which is completely the opposite of what the Peroneus Brevis does. Now, can you name the main synergists of the Peroneus Brevis? The gastrocnemius, soleus, Peroneus longus, and Peroneus tertius. Can you name the main antagonists of the Peroneus Brevis? The tibialis anterior muscle. The nerve that innervates the muscle is the superficial peroneal nerve. The artery of the Peroneus Brevis is the peroneal artery. Can you name the nerve that innervates the Peroneus Brevis? The superficial peroneal nerve. And what is the artery that brings blood to the Peroneus Brevis? The peroneal artery. Now, what's an exercise that we can do to target the Peroneus Brevis? Standing calf raise holds and lateral ankle kicks with a resistance band. Now you can start in a standing position with the band around the outside of your feet. And while standing, you're going to hold on to something secure, such as a wall or rail. Then you're going to go up on your toes and hold for 3 seconds, then come back down, and you're going to pretend to kick a ball out by pushing your foot out against the resistance band. You can repeat 10 to 15 times to increase the strength of the muscle. The resistance band makes this exercise better because it also forces the muscles to stabilize the ankle, since one of its actions is to laterally stabilize the ankle, just like the peroneus longus. Now we are going for endurance and stability, which is why you're holding it for a few seconds. Now this exercise is not recommended for people who pronate when walking or running. They should instead perform supination exercises and stretches for the peroneal muscles. The Peroneus Brevis is very similar to the Peroneus longus because it performs the same actions, and it's also located in the lateral compartment. So we can think of the Peroneus Brevis as the Peroneus longus little helper to help you recall the information we learn. Now, what is a stretch that you can perform to help stretch out the Peroneus Brevis? You can stretch this muscles many different ways, such as standing. I will go over 2 standing alternating stretches that you can do. In a standing position, holding on to a stable surface next to a step or wall, place the outside part of your foot against the floor into inversion and gently apply pressure until you feel mild stretch, and hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Then drop your heel off the step and try to invert your foot in and gently apply pressure until you feel stretch. You're going to hold this position for 10 to 15 seconds as well, and then switch legs. You can repeat this 3 to 4 times to help stretch out the Peroneus Brevis. This is a great stretch for people who have tight peroneus muscles due to excessive pronation. It can really help alleviate a lot of foot and ankle problems. Now, let's quickly recap what we learned today. Where is the muscle located? The lateral compartment. Can you name the other muscle in the lateral compartment? The Peroneus longus. Now, where does it originate? In the distal 2/3 of the lateral surface of the fibula. And where does it insert? The lateral 5th metatarsal tuberosity. What are the actions of the muscle? Plantar flexion and eversion or pronation, but it also serves to laterally stabilize the ankle. So just remember, Peroneus perform pronation. Now, can you name the main synergists? The gastrocnemius, soleus, Peroneus longus, and the Peroneus tertius. Can you name the main antagonists? The tibialis anterior muscle. Now, what is the nerve of the Peroneus brevis? The superficial peroneal nerve. What is the artery that provides blood to the muscle? The peroneal artery. Think of the Peroneus brevis muscle as the Peroneus longus little helper to help you recall the information we learned today. Okay, I think you guys got it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to join me next time as we continue our series on muscle anatomy of the lower leg. Have a great day.